In the yesterday's lecture, we started with philosophical background of Boni Hussein's therapeutic pocketbook. So, in philosophical background, as we discussed that Dr. Boni Hussein, he gave importance to complete symptom. He said that while taking the case, we should take each and every symptom as a complete symptom, and then we can able to make a proper totality of case. As if we are if the machine was built by the workman, then first the parts, they are lying loosely on the shelves, on the floor, on the workman's bench, and it is not called as a machine, but these are the parts of machine. And when these parts, when the workman combine these part properly, and when he sets the parts, and then it form a proper machine after assembling the parts properly, and it work properly. In the same way, our body is also like a complicated machine. It is composed of many parts, and when it was assembled in a definite plan, when we assemble or when we arrange the all the parts, all the symptoms of all parts in proper way, then and then only we get the proper idea of the person, like the proper machine. When we arrange, when the workman, he assemble all the parts, assemble the machine, when he arrange all the parts properly, in the same way, when we arrange all the symptoms related to all parts properly, then we are going to get a definite picture of the person, proper totality of the person. So we should take the proper history, we should analyze properly, we should evaluate properly, our observation should be proper. Then he introduced a new doctrines, he introduced many new doctrines to the homeopathy, because as he advocated to take each and every symptom as a complete symptom. In complete symptom, yesterday we discussed what is location, sensation, modality and concomitant. Then he also give the doctrine of grand symptom as well as doctrine of analogy. So what is doctrine of analogy? So when we cannot get the proper symptoms of the patient, complete each and every symptom as a complete symptom, then as we considered, as according to the principles of homeopathy, he came to from particular to general. Means if we get the modalities of any particular part, then we considered it as a general modality, and he came at the general level, he came at general. So when we cannot, according to Dr. Boning Hussein, he gave in the doctrine of analogy that when we cannot get the proper modalities, especially by, he found that there is the patients, they are not giving proper modalities of each and every symptoms, or the physician, they cannot get each and every symptoms modalities properly. At that time, we considered the one parts modality as a general person's modality. So this is the doctrine of analogy as well as doctrine of grand generalization. What is grand generalization? Means we cannot consider the person as a we cannot consider the person's deceased part, his deceased organ, deceased system, but we consider the person as a whole general. So it is also called as doctrine of grand generalization. Then he also give a new doctrine, that is doctrine of concomitant. So according to Dr. Boning Hussein, there are some symptoms which present along with the main complaint of the patient, and these symptoms they are not of that much important according to patient, as well as it may miss from the physician while taking the history of the patient. So these symptoms, they are very much important because there is no direct pathological relation to the chief complaint. These concomitant symptoms are pathologically different. There is no direct relation, but they are helpful, very much helpful from homeopathic point of view, because they help to individualize the person as well as to individualize the remedy. So before Dr. Boning Hussain, Dr. Hahnemann, he also stated the importance of these concomitant symptoms, but he gave, he doesn't said these symptoms as a concomitant symptoms, but he said that these symptoms, the concomitant symptoms, for the concomitant symptoms, according to Dr. Hahnemann, these are the striking, singular, rare, and characteristic symptoms. And for those striking, singular, rare characteristic symptoms, Dr. Boning Hussain, he gave name as a concomitant symptom. According to Dr. Hahnemann's instruction, before while taking the case, there we should give or we inquire about the symptoms present before, during, and after the complaint. Which symptoms are there any symptoms before the complaint, during the complaint, and after the complaint? So these are, or these may be the concomitant symptoms of the case. And many times while giving history, the patient also he ignore these symptoms because he think that these are not that much important symptom, or there is no direct pathological relation with that disease condition or the main complaint. So he doesn't give history, he doesn't give the details about that symptom. And at that time, that is the duty of the physician to find out, is there any symptom with the chief complaint, is there any symptom which present before, during, or after the main complaint. So these are the concomitant symptoms. Now, or this is the also called as doctrine of concomitant. Then the doctrine of grand symptom. Now we discussed grand generalization, that is doctrine of analogy. Then doctrine of grand symptom. What is grand symptom? That is also we discussed in the previous lecture. That is when there is it consists of location, sensation, and modality. So first, Dr. Boning Hussain, he himself take only these three things. He only considered these three things, that is location, sensation, and modality. But afterwards, after his proper observation, he found that there are some symptoms along with the chief complaint, and these are nothing but the concomitant symptom. And then he advised to take the complete symptom. He advised to take concomitants of every symptom. So the doctrine of grand symptom, it consists of the three factors, that is location, sensation, and modalities. So the location is same, it indicate the part, organ, or tissue involved in the disease process. Then sensation is also the same as we discussed in the complete symptom, that is it is a kind of pain, kind of sensation, functional or organic changes characterizing the morbid process or diseased process. Then the conditions which aggravate the suffering, which ameliorate the patient, these are nothing but the modalities or aggravating and ameliorating factors. And doctrine of complete symptom is nothing but doctrine of grand symptom plus concomitant symptom. So that is the doctrine of complete symptom. So he then gradations or evaluation of remedy. So Dr. Boni Hussain, he was the first person who gave the gradations to the remedy, because while drug proving, he found that during proving, the provers, they give symptoms, and there is difference in difference in intensity of each symptom. Some symptoms, they are the patient giving, they are in severe form. Some symptoms are mild, some symptoms are in very minor form, or they are rarely found in the provers. So in this way, the intensity in each symptom is different. So according to intensity, he give values to the medicines. So evaluation of remedy means he give values to the remedy, how much that remedy is important or indicated in that particular rubric. For example, if there is we considered any rubric, in front of that rubric a group of remedies, there is given a group of remedies, or we found a group of medicines in front of any rubric, then if we without if we imagine these medicines without the grades, then how can we understand which medicine during drug proving the symptoms are found more prominently, more the symptoms are more intense in which medicine. So to find out, or to remove these difficulties, to find out the most indicated medicine in that particular rubric, Dr. Boni Hussain, he first time give the grades to the remedies. Then many while giving the gradations to the remedy, he gave the 5 grades to the remedies, and they are written in different typography, so that we can easily able to find out which medicine is most important, which is less important, or how much marks the medicine is having. So the first grade medicine, or the 5 marks medicine, they are written in capital letters in the BTPB. Then the 4 mark remedies, or the second grade remedy, they are written in bold letters. Then the 3 mark remedy, or third grade remedies, they are written in italics. Then the 2 mark remedies, or fourth grade remedies, they are written in Roman letters, or ordinary letters. And the 1 mark remedy, or fifth grade remedy, they are written in ordinary letters, in Roman letters, in parentheses or in bracket. So in this way, he gave 5 grades, 5 values, to 5 marks to the remedies in different way. Then how he decide the grades to the remedies? So the first grade remedies, or the remedies which have given 5 marks, it include medicines in which the symptoms which are appeared prominently in most of the provers during drug proving. So most of the provers, when they give the symptom most prominently during drug proving, then drug proving of any remedy, then that remedy is written in capital letters, or it give the first grade in the repertory. Then the second grade is given to those remedies in which the symptoms appear in majority of prover during drug proving. So they are written in bold letters. Then the third grade remedy, in which the remedies which came under the third grade, uh, in which the symptoms appear in moderate number of provers during drug proving. Not many, most, not major, but a moderate number of provers, they give the symptoms during drug proving. So they are written in italic or they have given the third grade. Then the fourth grade medicine, it includes medicines in which symptom appeared only in few number of provers during drug proving. And the Roman, the medicines, they are written in bracket, they are written in parentheses. These are the medicines which in which the symptoms found rarely and verified in clinical work only. So during drug proving, these symptoms, we very rarely found these symptoms, and during clinical work, during clinical uh, studies, after clinical studies, when we clinically give the medicine to the patient, then it work very well. So it is written, or it has given the fifth grade or 1 mark in the repertory. So in this way, Dr. Hahnemann, he gave the 5 grades to the remedies in his repertory. Then concordance. What is concordance? Anyone? What is concordance? Anyone know about concordance? What is concordance? Okay. So Boning-Hussein, he was a very keen observer, and his observant mind noticed that there is a relationship existed among the medicines. So he find out those relationship between the remedies. In the earlier editions, the this section, concordance section, which is a separate section or separate chapter in the Boning-Hussein's therapeutic pocket book, and this concordance section in the previous editions, it is in with the name that is concordance of remedies. But afterwards, when Allen, he rewrite the repertory. Vaibhavi, mute yourself. Afterwards, when Dr. Allen, he rewrite the repertory, then at that time he gave the most comprehensible title, that is relationship of remedy. So the first, there is the first in the previous editions, the name for this chapter is, or this section is, concordance of remedy. But afterwards, Dr. Allen, he gave the name which is most comprehensible and easy to remember, that is relationship of remedy. In this section or in this chapter, there is relationship of medicines under different parts of the body, according to Dr. Boningu said, he gave importance to complete symptom. So according to complete symptom, according to location, sensation, modalities, which are according to the parts of body, and in this way the sections or the parts are arranged in this section, relationship of remedy. So what is this section consist of? What is relationship of remedy? So Dr. Boning-Hussein, he found that there is definitely some relation amongst the remedies, and he found that there are three type of relation between the remedy. Most commonly, there is three type of relationship between the remedy. So that is the complementary remedy, antidotal remedy, inimical or injurious or incompatible remedies. So these are the most commonly found relationship between the remedy. So what is first complementary remedy? Anyone knows about complementary remedy? Yes, Priyanka, you are not audible properly.
Complement to each other.
You are not audible properly.
Complement, which are these are complement to each other.
Yes, complementary remedies are, these are the remedies which completes the process of cure which is initiated by the previous remedies. Means if first we prescribe any one remedy and its action get over, and after prescribing the first remedy some symptoms they remain as it is, they are not totally get cured. At that time we should select the complementary remedy, means the similar acting remedy, the remedy which is similar to the first remedy, and such remedies they complete the process of cure. Whatever the symptoms are remaining with the first medicine, it will cure or it will cover those symptoms, and it get cured. Some remedies relieve complaints once, twice, but not afterwards, or in other cases, they initiate the improvement in the patient's health, but they don't go further. Means the person is feeling better than the previous, than his previous state, he was now better. But then also some symptoms are not some symptoms are present there, they are not totally get covered cured, sorry. So we select such remedy, such complementary remedy which carry on the improvement till the patient get completely cured, and these remedies are nothing but the complementary remedies. The These remedies may be acute complementary remedy or chronic complementary of acute remedy. So we should this in this section is helpful to select the complementary remedy, especially after the previous prescription. Then antidotal remedy. What is antidotal remedy? Anyone? Antidote. What is antidotal remedies? Boys, what is antidotal remedies? Yes, anyone? Antidotal remedy? Rizwan? Rizwan. So, antidotal remedy is a remedy which counteract the excessive action of the first remedy or bad effect of the remedy which is prescribed earlier. Means if we prescribe any remedy and it show adverse effect, it shows some bad effect, then we select such remedy which cover or which counteract the excessive or the bad action, bad effect of the previous remedy. So it is said as a antidotal remedy. If many times by mistake, if we select unsuitable remedy for a case while curing the patient, and it was not helpful for the patient, but it increases a number of medicinal symptoms. His previous symptoms are there, and with that it increases with a new medicinal symptoms. Then we to remove these symptoms, these extra symptoms, this morbid picture, we select such remedy which can remove these new medicinal symptoms or these new morbid picture which is formed after the first prescription. So these remedies are nothing but the antidotal remedies, and they are very much helpful to remove the unnecessary or unwanted action of the effect of the previous remedy. Then inimical remedy. What is inimical remedies? Anyone? The remedies which resemble each other but do not follow one after the other. There are adverse effects when we follow some remedy after the previous remedy. So inimical means it is harmful after the, in short it may be harmful after the first prescription or after the first remedy. So it create it may create uh, some extra symptoms in the patient, and the patient's condition may get worsen. The patient's condition may worsen than the before. As if we for example, if Apis and Rustox, they disagree and incompatible and they do not follow each other. Means after Apis, if we prescribe the Rustox, then definitely the person's condition uh, is going to worsen, or the patient may develop some new symptoms, some extra symptoms, or his previous state get worsen. So in this way, some remedies, they are inimical, they should never follow after the first prescription. So this concordance section, this is very much helpful for us or for the homeopathic practitioner to find out the antidotal, compatible, complementary, inimical, or the remedies that follows well after the first prescription, or the remedy which is followed by the first prescription. This is very much helpful for the homeopaths to for the second prescription or during follow-up to select the proper remedy. Then in this section there are about total number of remedies in this section. There are about 342. How much remedies are there in BTPB? Yes. Number of remedies in BTPB. I told in the first lecture how much remedies are there in the previous edition, then how much remedies Dr. Allen added, how much he subtracted. So in original work of Dr. Boning Hussain. There are 126 remedies, but afterwards Allen he added 220 remedies in his original work and he subtracted 4 remedies. So there are total 342 remedies in Boning Hussein's therapeutic pocket book. And in this section, in the concordance section, that is relationship of remedy section, this section consists of about 142 remedies, and the remedies they are arranged alphabetically, and under each remedy there are 12 subsections which are present, and the remedies they are arranged according to the under each part, that is head, mind, locality, sensation, glands, bones, skin, sleep. In this way the remedies are arranged properly, and also aggravation, antidotes, inimical remedies, they are also given under each chapter or under each medicine. So in this way the concordance section, which is first introduced to the homeopathy by Dr. This concept was first introduced by or found by the keen observant mind of Dr. Boni Hussain, and this section is very much helpful practically, as well as this section is followed by many homeopaths, almost all homeopaths in their clinic, because in this section there is also one column of duration of action of remedy. So for that particular remedy, how much was the duration of action, how much days, hours, or months, how much is the duration of action of that particular medicine, it is also given. So after many years, Dr. Kane he also liked this section very much, and in his repertory he included this concordance section. In this way, this is all about the relation. Sorry, this is all about the